So, how to downsize without regret? Well, downsizing, whether the word fills you with a sense of dread or leaves you with a feeling of freedom, it's a task that really requires planning and intention. So, today I'm going to talk about how to make it easier for you. Many people downsize for really one of two reasons. One, they want or need a smaller, more affordable home, or two, are in a later stage of life where a smaller home, retirement community, or even assisted living makes more sense for them. Downsizing is super common. In fact, did you know that more than half of home sellers are aged 55 and older, and many move into smaller houses, retirement communities, or even multi-generational living arrangements with family? But one thing is certain, downsizing can be overwhelming, and having a plan is super crucial. Hi, my name's Deirdre Dunn. I'm a broker in the Kitchener-Waterloo, Guelph, and Cambridge areas, and I help empty nesters downsize. I help reduce the anxiety, stress, and overwhelm using my 5-step method I call Your Next Chapter. And near the end of this video, I'm going to give you a valuable tip around inherited items and how to deal with those things. So before we begin, it helps others like you to see this videos like this, if you hit the like and subscribe button, and I'd appreciate that. Thanks. So how to start downsizing. When it comes to downsizing, getting started is often the hardest part of the whole process. Imagine you've lived in the same house for decades. You've accumulated so much, and now you're faced with the daunting task of deciding what stays and what goes. Well, here's a tip for you. Instead of asking, what can I get rid of? Flip the question around. Ask yourself, what can I live without? Think about it this way. If you were going on a 3-month trip, what would you pack? Start by identifying your absolute favorites, the things you use and love the most. From there, you can work outward to include items you like, but don't actually necessarily need, and then make decisions about what to let go. So handling sentimental items can be really tricky for a lot of people. You know, sentimental items are often the hardest to deal with. Maybe you've inherited furniture like I did, or collections from loved ones like I did again. Here are some ideas to help. 1, if a sentimental piece of furniture is functional, find a way to incorporate it into your new space. So for example, replace a dresser with an antique heirloom, or maybe use a chair in a living space. And 2, if it's not functional or won't fit, try passing it along to a family member who might want it. But be prepared. Sometimes they won't want it. Like my kids didn't want a lot of stuff. So for inherited collections, remember this. You're not obligated to keep something just because someone else loved it. Consider saving one meaningful item from the collection and letting the rest go. You know, and I think of a great idea is that you can also take photos of items or collections to preserve the memories without keeping the actual physical object. So deciding what to do with items you let go. Well, when downsizing, you'll need to decide whether to sell, donate, or dispose of items that you're letting go of. For items with value, consider a consignment shop or auctions, or selling them online in Facebook Marketplace. For less valuable items, donating is often the simplest and most impactful choice you can make. Remember, donated items may help an unknown person in a way that you couldn't ever imagine. And one important tip, don't let things pile up when you decide where they should go. Focus on letting them go and release the need to know exactly where every item ends up. My mom fell into this trap. Set deadlines to avoid overwhelm. This is really key. You know, downsizing can feel overwhelming, like I said. So setting a deadline is a really great way to deal with this. Break the process into smaller, manageable steps. For example, Set a goal to declutter one dresser by, let's say, the end of the week, or commit to clearing out the kitchen by the end of the month. Or maybe small, specific deadlines help you stay on track and make the task feel less daunting. And I really strongly recommend that you set a timer to declutter. Make it like a very important appointment. Set 20 or 25 minutes to begin with and stop when the time is up. That way, next time when you set that date to declutter, you know that it will take that length of time you set, not some daunting task that actually takes longer. And involving family in downsizing process. Should you involve family in downsizing? Well, it really depends. While it can be helpful to ask family members if there's anything they'd like to keep, the day-to-day decision-making process is often easier without too many opinions involved. And everyone has an opinion, trust me. Family input can sometimes add unnecessary stress or guilt to an emotional process. So when downsizing isn't voluntary for someone who is resistant to downsizing, like perhaps a parent who doesn't want to move, consider hiring a professional organizer. A neutral third party can help navigate the process, focusing on that person's goals without the emotional entanglements that family members might bring into the conversation. What about storage units? A good idea or not? Well, using a storage unit might seem like a solution, but it rarely actually is the best long-term choice to make. Storage units can lead to forgotten items, clutter, and unnecessary expenses. So if you must use one, keep it organized with shelves and bins and well labeled. Otherwise, aim to let go of what won't fit in your new space sooner than later. And managing the emotional side of downsizing. Downsizing isn't just physical, it's also emotional. Saying goodbye to a family home can feel like letting go of cherished memories. And one way to process this is by taking photos of your home or the special items that you're letting go of. For example, capturing images of a space you've loved and can help preserve those memories through the photos. It's also important to shift your mindset from looking backward to looking forward. Focus on the opportunities ahead, a simpler life with less to maintain. We've certainly found that when we downsized ourselves a while back. Or maybe more time for travel or hobbies, new relationships, and maybe experiences in your next chapter when you downsize. So if the emotional toll feels overwhelming, don't hesitate to seek support from a therapist or maybe even a grief counselor. Everyone needs help at some point in our lives. So here's the bottom line. Downsizing can feel daunting, but with the right mindset and a solid plan, it's absolutely achievable. So start by focusing on what matters most to you. Take it one step at a time, and remember that letting go of things doesn't mean letting go of the memories attached to those items. If you need extra help, consider hiring a professional organizer or even seeking virtual support. It's worth investing in the resources that will help make your transition smoother. Believe me, it is. If you found this video helpful, press the like and subscribe button so you can see more content like this. See you in the next video.